Imagine waking up one morning and realizing you wasted the best part of your day. Every successful person you admire, the CEOs, the top athletes, the millionaires, the billionaires, they all know the secret. It's not the big breaks, not the perfect timing. It's how they wake up, what they do when the rest of the world is still asleep. It's their morning routines, the sacred hours before the chaos of life takes over. But here's the unsettling part. What if you're still sleeping on one of the most important habits that could change your life? You could be one routine away from the breakthrough you've been waiting for. The question is, what are you doing when you first open your eyes? Think about the world's most successful people, the likes of Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, Tim Cook, and Jeff Bezos. They all wake up before the sun rises. But it's not just about getting up early. It's about what they do in those first few hours that matters. While the average person might hit snooze and grab their phone, these ultra-successful individuals are using their time in a completely different way. What is it that they're doing in those quiet, precious moments that transforms their lives? You see, it's not about being busy. It's about being purposeful. These successful people have rituals that fuel their minds, bodies, and spirits. And no, it's not just about hustle culture or grinding until exhaustion. It's something far deeper. But what exactly does it look like? It's time to explore these life-altering routines. What's hidden in the early hours that can make all the difference? Could this be the one habit that could completely shift your trajectory? Keep watching as we break down the morning routines that turn ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. By the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to reshape your mornings and change your life. Let's begin with one of the most powerful habits of all, morning movement. The first thing these ultra-successful individuals do when they wake up is move. Not just a stretch or a quick walk. It's purposeful, intentional movement. Think about the likes of Richard Branson, who starts every day with an intense game of tennis. Or Tony Robbins, who does his priming exercise, a series of movements that engage his body and mind to set his intention for the day. But why does this matter? Well, let's think about it. When we sleep, our bodies rest, but our minds don't completely shut off. We wake up feeling sluggish, groggy, disconnected. The first thing these high achievers do is wake up their bodies with movement to fuel their brains. Why? Because it ignites energy. It boosts blood flow, improves focus, and clears the mental fog. Without this, you're not giving your mind the jumpstart it needs to perform at its best. But movement isn't just about physical exercise. It's also about mental exercises. What if I told you that a simple 5-minute journaling session could unlock new insights that could accelerate your career? What if I told you that writing down your goals every morning could bring you clarity and drive that would last throughout the day? Ultra-successful people do this too. They wake up and reflect. They know that the mind is like a garden. It needs daily tending to thrive. In fact, Apple CEO Tim Cook spends his mornings in a routine you wouldn't expect. He gets up at 4:30 a.m. and immediately dives into emails. Yes, you heard that right. It's not about doing something glamorous, but it's about being proactive, making decisions, and clearing mental space so the rest of the day can unfold smoothly. Why does this work? Because when you tackle your hardest or most important tasks early, you remove distractions and free up mental energy for the rest of the day. Now, let's dive into something that often gets overlooked but is crucial: gratitude. The most successful individuals know the secret to happiness isn't having everything. It's being grateful for what you already have. That's why gratitude is a non-negotiable in their routines. Oprah Winfrey has often talked about her practice of writing down 5 things she's grateful for every morning. This simple act rewires the brain, shifting your focus from what's wrong to what's right. It sets the tone for the day, allowing you to approach challenges with a mindset of abundance rather than lack. But there's something more. They understand that reflection is about more than gratitude. It's about setting intentions. What if you woke up every morning and asked yourself, what do I want to achieve today? What do I need to do to get closer to my ultimate goals? What if you could start each day with a clear vision of where you're headed? And here's the kicker. After this mental groundwork is laid, ultra-successful individuals jump into their first task of the day. Something challenging, something that requires their full focus. This is where the magic happens. They tackle the most difficult thing on their list first, not last. Why? Because they know their minds are sharpest in the morning. That's why every high achiever will tell you that the key to success is prioritization. They're not working on random tasks. They're taking on the one thing that will have the most significant impact on their goals. Do you see the pattern here? It's not just about waking up early. It's about using those early hours intentionally. Ultra-successful individuals build momentum in the morning. So when they step out the door, they're already operating at a high level. They're not stumbling into their day. They're charging into it. But here's where things get even more interesting. Do you know what they do immediately after this productive block of time? They spend time nourishing themselves, not just with food, but with the right kind of fuel. Do you think Elon Musk starts his day with a coffee from a drive-thru? Absolutely not. Instead, he prioritizes quality time to nourish both his body and mind. He gets a hearty breakfast, making sure his body is ready for the day ahead. This ritual is about fueling your engine, not just feeding your hunger. Have you ever wondered why some people can push through a 12-hour workday with boundless energy, while others struggle after just a few hours? The difference is in how they treat their bodies in the morning. Whether it's hydration, nutrition, or a quick moment of meditation, ultra-successful individuals understand that wellness is the foundation of everything. Now, let's talk about mindset. A good morning routine isn't complete without a focused mind. And the best way to do this is through a practice known as meditation. Even the busiest people in the world, like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, make time for this essential ritual. They know that a quiet mind is a productive mind. When you meditate, you're training your brain to stay present and calm, no matter what chaos may unfold during the day. It's a powerful tool to deal with stress, to focus better, and to think more creatively. But you know what the true secret is? Consistency. Every successful person you know, from the athletes to the CEOs, has one thing in common. They're consistent. They don't just wake up early once in a while. They do it every day. They make their morning routines non-negotiable. And that's the difference. It's not about one great day. It's about creating a series of great days, one after the other. But here's where I leave you with a choice. After hearing all this, you now know the habits that could transform your mornings, your days, and ultimately your life. But are you ready to put them into practice? Are you ready to wake up before the sun and build a routine that powers you through your day? The question is, will you start tomorrow or will you keep waiting for the right time? The ultra-successful don't wait. They take action. This is your chance. Will you step into the day like the world's most successful individuals? Or will you let your mornings pass you by? You have the power to change your routine. It all starts when the alarm goes off. Drop a comment below. What will your first step be tomorrow morning? Will you start your day with movement, journaling, or something else entirely? I want to hear what you're going to do to take control of your mornings. And remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you make small, powerful decisions every single day. Let's start this journey together. Beginning tomorrow morning. Be sure to subscribe for more life-changing tips. And don't forget to share this video with someone who's ready to take their mornings and their life to the next level. Your ultra-successful morning starts now. But wait, there's a twist you might not expect. You see, while these ultra-successful individuals are masters of planning, their mornings aren't always just about being hyper-productive. In fact, some of the most high-achieving people in the world share something very surprising. Their mornings aren't just about waking up early to crush their goals. They also make time for stillness. At first, this might sound counterintuitive. Aren't successful people supposed to be constantly moving, never stopping? But here's the thing. Stillness, mindful pause, is just as crucial as action. The idea is simple. If you move too fast, you risk losing sight of your purpose. The stillness gives you clarity, helps you recalibrate, and set your intentions for the day. Steve Jobs, one of the most legendary innovators of our time, was known for his contemplative approach to his mornings. Each day, before diving into his work, he'd take time to think, reflect, and ask himself, what's the most important thing I can do today? This moment of stillness wasn't about silence for the sake of silence. It was about diving deep into the heart of his work, aligning his actions with his bigger vision. And it worked. He didn't rush. He paused, then moved with intention. Now, Imagine if you took a few minutes each morning to ask yourself, what I want a day to be about. It's not just about productivity. It's about choosing your focus, ensuring that every action aligns with your greater vision. It's about giving your mind permission to be clear before the storm of the day rolls in. But how do you cultivate this stillness? How do you sit quietly in a world that's constantly pushing you to do more, be more, achieve more? This is where a practice that seems so simple on the surface, breathing, becomes transformative. Many successful people spend their first moments in silence, breathing deeply. Not only does deep breathing clear mental fog, but it also signals to your brain that you're in control. You're not being swept away by the tides of stress and pressure. You're grounded. You decide how the day unfolds, not your circumstances. But there's something more beneath the surface of this stillness. There's an entire mindset, an internal shift that these ultra-successful people are tapping into. They don't just wake up early and get moving. They embrace the chaos of life with a quiet confidence. They know that the day will throw challenges at them, but instead of letting those challenges dictate their energy, they choose their response. And that response begins with a peaceful, grounded start. So, what's the secret? It's not just about following a strict routine. It's about developing a mindset where calmness and action coexist in harmony. These people have learned that by building a peaceful, reflective space into their mornings, they can move through the day with far more focus, clarity, and intention. They're not just working to accomplish tasks. They're working to accomplish the right tasks. This, my friends, is where the power lies. It's in the morning, and it's in the choices you make during those first few moments after your alarm goes off. What if your mornings aren't just about the grind? What if they're about finding your center? Now that we've uncovered the power of movement, mindset, and stillness, let's look at the next critical ingredient that the ultra-successful tap into first thing in the morning: setting a purpose for the day. These individuals don't just react to their day. They enter it with a sense of purpose. They know exactly what they're working toward, and they set their intentions early. How do they do this? Through visualization. It sounds like something out of a self-help book, but the truth is top athletes, business moguls, and world leaders all use visualization techniques to prime their minds. The idea is simple. Before diving into the chaos, they take a moment to imagine their day unfolding in the best possible way. You may have heard of athletes who visualize winning before they ever step onto the field. But what about entrepreneurs and leaders? Does this technique work for them? Absolutely. Take Jeff Bezos, for example. Before he became the founder of Amazon, he would wake up early, visualize his goals for the day, and think about how he could bring his vision to life. And now look where he is. Visualization is his secret weapon. But what does this mean for you? What if you spent just a few minutes every morning mentally rehearsing your day? What if you could picture your work, your interactions, and your challenges go in your favor? Imagine how much more powerfully you'd move through your day if you had already mentally prepared for it. Now, here's the catch. Visualization isn't about wishful thinking. It's about being specific. It's about vividly imagining yourself overcoming challenges, nailing your most important tasks, and succeeding the way you desire. This clarity isn't just motivating, it's strategic. But there's even more. When you combine visualization with your gratitude practice, it creates a potent combination. Imagine visualizing your ideal day while also feeling deeply grateful for the opportunities, the people, and the resources you already have. It's like adding rocket fuel to your mental and emotional engine. But is that all there is to it? Not quite. There's one more critical element that takes your morning routine from good to game-changing, and it has to do with the power of reflection. Reflection is the mirror you hold up to your own life. It's a space where you evaluate where you've been, where you're going, and how you're evolving. It's in this quiet, introspective space that true growth happens. And the ultra-successful know this. They make a priority, and so should you. Now, take a moment and think about what you just learned. You've heard about the habits that ultra-successful people use in the mornings. You've heard about their commitment to movement, stillness, visualization, and reflection. But the question remains, will you use this knowledge to reshape your mornings? What if tomorrow morning was the start of something completely different? What if you could wake up and use the first hours of your day to fuel your success? What if your day could be shaped by your intentions, your energy, and your clarity? The The truth is, you have the power to change everything, starting with your morning. Your future success isn't defined by what happens in the middle of the day. It's defined by what happens when you first open your eyes. Will you take that first step tomorrow? Or will you continue to let your mornings slip away, wasted and full of missed potential? Share your thoughts below. What's one change you're going to make to your morning routine? Is it movement, visualization, gratitude? Let me know. And don't forget to subscribe so you can learn more strategies to unlock your full potential. Tomorrow is a new day. It's your chance to take control of your mornings and your life. Will you step up? Now that we've explored movement, mindset, stillness, visualization, and reflection, let's uncover something else that all ultra-successful people have in common: the power of planning. What do you think happens when you wake up without a plan? The day unfolds haphazardly, with no direction. But the ultra-successful don't leave their mornings to chance. The first thing they do after setting their intentions is prioritize. They don't waste time figuring out what to do. They already know. Take, for example, the morning routine of Bill Gates. Before he was known as one of the richest men in the world, he had a simple morning habit. He would list 3 things he wanted to accomplish that day. That's it, just 3. But those 3 things were prioritized, and they were aligned with his larger goals. He wouldn't spend the day chasing distractions. Instead, he would focus on the most impactful tasks that would push him toward his vision. What if you could do that too? What if, instead of diving into emails or scrolling through social media, you started your morning by identifying your top 3 tasks? What if you made a habit to knock out your most important work first, without letting other things distract you? This kind of focused, intentional planning is key to moving from mediocre to extraordinary. The ultra-successful understand that their time is limited, and they treat it with the respect it deserves. Every morning, they lay out their goals in a clear, strategic way. But it's not just about prioritizing tasks. It's about creating a rhythm for your day. These individuals don't just wake up and tackle tasks. They structure their days so that they're maximizing their peak energy hours. Ultra-successful people are strategic about when they tackle certain tasks. They understand when their energy levels are at their peak and plan their most critical work for those times. For some, that's first thing in the morning. For others, it may be after a midday break. The key is knowing when you're most productive and aligning your hardest tasks during those times. Oprah Winfrey, for example, is known for starting her day with work that requires deep thought and creativity, because that's when she's most energized. Now, let's dig into the next step: positive reinforcement. It's easy to get lost in the hustle of the day and forget why you're doing all this. That's why the ultra-successful incorporate some form of reward or positive reinforcement in their routines. After all, success doesn't come from pushing yourself relentlessly without rest or celebration. Every time they accomplish a goal or hit a milestone, they take a moment to appreciate the win. This could be as simple as celebrating a small victory, like crossing something off your to-do list, or taking a moment of gratitude for making it through a challenging task. The key here is that success isn't just a destination, it's a journey, and that journey deserves to be acknowledged. But here's the secret. These moments of positive reinforcement don't always come from external achievements. Sometimes, the most rewarding part of a morning routine is just the self-care that accompanies it. Taking time for yourself, whether it's having a peaceful breakfast, sitting with a cup of tea, or indulging in a hobby you love, helps you recharge so you can approach the day with a renewed sense of purpose. This is a crucial aspect of the ultra-successful's routines. They understand that without self-care, the pursuit of success becomes unsustainable. It's not just about pushing yourself harder and harder. It's about creating balance and finding fulfillment in the process. They know that by taking care of themselves, they're better equipped to tackle whatever challenges a day throws at them. The power of habit. We've talked a lot about what the ultra-successful do in their mornings. But there's one final piece of the puzzle that I want to leave you with: the power of habit. These routines aren't one-off tricks, they're habits. And habits, as we all know, are the backbone of success. Ultra-successful people don't think about these routines as something they have to do. They're something they want to do. They've turned these morning rituals into automatic behaviors. This is the beauty of habit formation. It's not about willpower, it's about consistency. Once these routines are embedded into their lives, they become second nature. There's no need to argue with yourself about whether or not you should wake up early or meditate. It's just what you do. You become the person who rises early, who moves with intention, who practices gratitude, who plans strategically. If you want to make any of these morning habits a part of your life, the key is consistency. Don't expect to wake up tomorrow and suddenly have a perfect morning routine. Start small, build momentum, and commit to your routine every day. The more you practice, the more automatic it will become. This is why ultra-successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on their habits. Habits are the engine that keeps them going, even on the toughest days. Now that you know the secrets behind their morning routines, ask yourself, what's stopping you from adopting them? We all have the same 24 hours, but it's how we use those hours that sets us apart. Imagine waking up tomorrow with the mindset of the ultra-successful. What would change? How would your day unfold if you woke up early, moved your body, planned your tasks, and reflected on your goals? What if you could approach the day with clarity, energy, and a deep sense of purpose? These habits are within your reach. But it's not enough to just know them. You have to take action. Start small, make one change, and see how it transforms your day. Don't wait until tomorrow. Start today. I want to know, what's the first thing you're going to incorporate into your morning routine? Will it be movement, meditation, planning? Share your thoughts below and let's hold each other accountable. And don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing strategies that will help you unlock your true potential. Tomorrow is waiting. Will you take control? So, let's take a step back and think about the impact these routines can have on your life. For years, ultra-successful people have been waking up with purpose, clarity, and energy. They've mastered the art of controlling their mornings, and in turn, they control their days. But here's the big question. Can you do it too? What would your life look like if you had the same mindset, the same habits, the same energy in the mornings as the people you admire most? What if your mornings weren't a scramble of distractions, but a carefully curated time to focus on what really matters? It's not about simply replicating their routines. It's about using their practices as a foundation to build your own. Start by embracing the truth that success doesn't happen by accident. It's not luck or chance. It's a series of intentional choices made every day. And the first choice of the day, what you do when you open your eyes, sets the stage for everything that follows. This is your opportunity to take full ownership of your life. But it doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't need to suddenly wake up at 4 a.m. and overhaul everything at once. The key is to make gradual shifts that compound over time. Start with one small change, whether it's waking up 15 minutes earlier, moving your body, or taking 5 minutes to meditate. Once you start to see the benefits of these small shifts, you'll naturally want to add more. Remember, even the most successful people didn't start out perfect. They started with small steps, made mistakes, adjusted, and kept moving forward. It's about progress, not perfection. And when you look back months or even years from now, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. Success doesn't happen overnight, but every morning is an opportunity to get closer to the life you've always dreamed of. By incorporating the right habits, you'll set yourself up for success in ways you never thought possible. So what's the next step for you? Take action today. It's time to wake up and take control. What change will you make in your morning routine tomorrow? Will it be the movement, the gratitude, the planning? Whatever it is, commit to it now and watch how it shifts the course of your life. And while you're at it, share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. We're all on this journey together. And by holding each other accountable, we can create a community of people committed to living life with purpose and intention. Leave a comment below and let me know, what's the first step you're going to take in your morning routine? I want to hear about your commitment to changing your life. Don't forget to subscribe for more transformative content. And remember, your ultra-successful morning starts now. Tomorrow is your chance to start fresh. Will you seize it?